Hello friends, today I'm going to be doing a Fundations review for you. So we have a few different things up on the agenda on our review. The first thing we're going to do is get our minds ready and thinking about Fundations again by doing our vowel sound warm-ups just like we do when we're all together in school. So that's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing we're going to do is practice our glued together sounds like ank, ink, unk, all those different types of glued togethers. And after that we're going to practice marking up the words when we're writing them. So how to underline them, what to circle, different things like that. Alright, so that's everything that's on our agenda. Now you know what we're about to do, and give me a thumbs up when you're ready to stretch out our vowels. Ready? A, apple, E, ed, I, itch, O, octopus, U, nice job with that one. Now let's move on to practicing our glued together sounds. I'm going to read them first and then you repeat them back to me. Ready? A-L-L, ball, all. A-M, ham, am. A-N, fan, an. Good job so far. Let's keep going. A-N-G, fang, ang. I-N-G, ring, ing. O-N-G, song, ong. U-N-G, long, ung. Nice job. Let's keep going. Last row. A-N-K, bank, ank. I-N-K, pink, ink. O-N-K, honk, onk. U-N-K, junk, unk. Awesome job! Now we're moving on to how to mark up the words. So there's all different things that we have to look out for when we want to mark up the words. The first thing that we have to look out for is digraphs. So digraphs are two letters that together make their own type of sound. So different digraphs that we can look for is SH, sh, CH, ch, TH. So for this first word we have up here, ship, you notice the beginning has the SH digraph, sh, ip. So when you see that, what you want to do is underline them together because you know they give you one sound. Another thing you want to look out for when you're marking up a word is for blends. So blends are two consonants together, but you hear each of their own sounds. So for example, this word here we have is plan. When you look at that, you notice the beginning consonants P and L make their own sound. So when you see a blend, what you want to do is underline each letter individually because they each make their own individual sounds. So this is what the word should look like if you're looking for blends. And then another thing that we should be looking out for is our glued together sounds that we just reviewed. It's all those different groups of letters that together form their own sound. And they're always stuck together like that. So if you look at this next word here, we have stink. So I'm recognizing that the I-N-K is a glued together sound, ink. So what we would do if we have a word with a glued together in it is you put a box around those glued togethers. So we'll put a box around this. So when you're looking at this word, you might also notice that there's also a blend in it. So if there's a blend and a glued together, you'd also want to make sure you put those two lines underneath the consonants that are making their own sound. And the same thing goes with plan, p-ul, and the an there is a glued together sound, so we'd put a box around it. Another thing you want to look for is bonus letters. So bonus letters might be two L's together, such as in fall. So if you see that bonus letter, what you're going to do is put a star up at the top after that bonus letter there. So you would mark it up like this, fall, with a star after that. Another thing you want to look for is the S suffix. So if you see the S suffix at the end of a word, then what you would want to do is circle that S. So let's look at this next word here. We have the word tanks. So first I'm noticing the A-N-K glued together, so you'll want to put a box around that because all A-N-K makes its own sound. The next thing you might notice is that there's an S at the end of tanks. So tanks, and you'd want to put a circle around that S because it's so. The next one we have down here is chin. I'm noticing that there's a digraph right there in the beginning, CH. So what I would do is underline them together. CHIN, chin. The next word we have down here is stings. So in the beginning of the word, we have the two consonants next to each other, S and T, that are each making their own sound. So we'd want to underline each one individually by itself. S, T, and then I'm noticing the ING glued together, so we'll put a box around that. And lastly, there's a S suffix at the end, so we'd like to circle that. Now back over here to this side, we have the word flip. So the F and the L are two consonants together that are each making their own sound. So we're going to put two lines under them separately. Full ip. The next word we have here is sock. So this word has a digraph that comes only at the end of it. So the CK digraph, that sound only comes at the end of a word. So we would underline that because it is a digraph, even if it's at the end. And that very last one we have at the bottom here is the word bill. So I'm noticing that there's a bonus L here. So we'd put a star by that bonus L. And there's also a suffix S that we need to circle. All right, so now that we've reviewed how to mark up our words, let's go back in our minds and try and remember how we tap out each of these words. Ready? All right, so when we're tapping out our words, the main things that we have to remember is how many fingers we should be using when we're tapping them out. So when we're just doing individual consonants or vowel sounds, you only need one. So in cat, k, at, cat. However, when we're doing a word like ship, you'd want to use two fingers in the beginning for that SH digraph because there's two letters coming together to make the one sound. So sh, I, p, ship. And the last thing you need to remember is that when you're doing a glued together sound, you're going to use three of your fingers because all those letters are stuck together and they're all coming together to make that sound. It's also important to remember that when we get to a word that has the S suffix, we're going to tap out the base word and then repeat it again with the S suffix on the end. Now that we've reviewed all the rules on how to tap out our words, you can do them along with me. Are you ready? We're going to start up here with ship again. Ready? Sh, I, p, ship. P, ul, an, plan. S, t, ink, stink. Ch, I, n, chin. S, t, ing, sting, stings. Next word is up here. F, all, fall. T, ank, tank, tanks. F, ul, I, p, flip. S, a, k. Good job so far. So this is the last one. It's a little bit tricky because it does have that bonus letter. So remember, bonus letters do not get their own finger. So it would be b, I, ul. Bill. Nice job, boys and girls. You've made it through almost this whole video. Thank you so much for following along with me and working so hard at home. I know it isn't easy at all, so nice work. I'm really proud of all of you. The last thing we're going to do is a little bit of a fun game. I'm going to flash a bunch of trick words up on the screen, and your job is to say them out loud if you recognize them. If you don't know them, that's okay. You can skip it. Wait for the next word. I'm going to do about 10 words, so let's see which ones you can get. Try your best. My, also, could, put, for, have, the, me, said, who. Good job, you've made it to the end of your Fundations review. Thank you so much for following along with me and doing the activities with me and trying your best. That was so awesome. I hope this was helpful for you because it is hard to remember all of the Fundations rules, especially when you're not practicing them every day at school. So hopefully this is helpful for you. There's a lot of Fundations activities on your weekly chart, so this should help a lot with remembering all of the marking up and tapping out rules. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all stay safe and healthy at home and keep up the great work with all your schoolwork. You're doing an amazing job. Bye.